Reggae chat. You get that?
Welcome to Reggae Chat, Sunday afternoon. We're in the Royal Park, Regent's Park in London, and we're here to speak to one man and one man alone, really. It's kind of like a third coming for this artist. I've known him for a couple of decades now, and I don't think that he's really received the accolade that he should have, but now he is. He's in London to pick up yet another award, ASCAP Award. He'll be telling us what that's all about a little bit later on.
Baby, when you do it in a style like that, I just wanna give everything I got. Da 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 da, da 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 da. You make me wanna sing, girl, and make me wanna clap. Oh, baby, go, don't you ever stop. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Give me that happy wine.
I'm watching the smile on your face when my body starts whining.
Give me that happy wine.
Richie Stevens, welcome to Reggae Chat.
Blessed brother, blessed. Glad to be here. Wagwan, England.
Happy wine. Baby, just do it for me one more time. Happy wine.
Richie, I said it's the third coming. It is kind of a third coming because I remember you from the Penthouse days, coming through to, of course, being signed to Motown and the whole early dancehall movement. And here we are now in 2017, another movement of which your friends, the Ska Nation, you've teamed up with them. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but you know, going back, Richie, are you surprised that here in 2017 you are still making hit songs?
Well, first of all, you leave out a little part of the history, a great part of the history, which is the link with Jazzy B from Soul to Soul.
That's where the Motown bit came into it,
Yes.
where you signed it through that era.
Yeah, that was a great thing for me because it happened right here in England. I did joy with them. Nothing surprises me. You know, I'm always prepared. I'm always working, and through hard work, I learned that good things will come. So, all I can say though, I am happy and grateful to the Almighty and to the many fans out there for allowing me to still tour, because I tour a lot now, and to still record and still connecting with people all over the world. So it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, man. I'm happy about that.
Do you believe, you know, that early work that you put in the Penthouse days and the Motown and your own recording label, Pot of Gold, do you believe that is what's probably got you to the position where you are now?
Well, to be honest with you, if what you do not solid, then you won't have 2 feet to stand on. So I would say yes, the early work that I've done keep me going because people will never forget those songs. You know, people will never forget Richie Stevens, you know, and the work that I've done in the past. However, I am someone who's always working, and if it's not happening here in England, it's happening in Brazil, or it's happening somewhere in Europe, or Japan, which is one of my big markets. I was there last year. You know, I'm always moving, always doing things, and the name Richie Stevens, thank God, is a name that people know, is a name that people respect in this music.
You know, if we look back at the whole, that Jazzy B part, that must have been, because I mean, you was a youngster there, that must have been really something special for you. Probably didn't expect it, and all of a sudden, out the blue, the whole Jazzy B movement was going on, and there comes Richie Stevens from Jamaica, and you're all part of that clique. What stood out the most?
What stood out is when myself and Shabba Ranks was performing in Brixton Academy. And after, usually I go over and open the show before Shabba come on. And after I finish my set, somebody come to me while I was backstage in the dressing room and said, boy, Jazzy B outside to you. So we start laughing, you know? Because them time the Soul to Soul is the hottest group in the world. Yeah. So how comes Jazzy B outside to me? That doesn't sound like a truth. So we laugh. And the man said, so what if I tell him? What should I tell him? We said, tell the man for come, the man, what I'm to you, in a joke. And 2 minutes later, Jazzy B step in. Jazzy step in and say, congratulations, Mr. Stevens. Nice performance. What a voice. I love it. Who's your manager? I would love to talk to you about something. So we said, that's my manager. I was a specialist at the time who was managing me and managing Shabba Ranks. And he said, well, we have Volume 3 working on Soul to Soul. And we have a track that we would love to feature your artist, Richie Stevens. And all of this going on, I stand up like, wow, isn't this amazing? What is this I'm hearing? And then my manager said to him, yeah, man, no problem with that. So the next morning, we're at the studio. Jazzy B played the track. And I started listening to the track and I said, whoa. He said, life is the answer to all the questions. Take one at a time. Remember the song?
Life is the answer to all the questions. Take one at a time. Cause it's hard too many to mention. That's the way of life. Come on now. Joy, it's a new sound. New sensation, new vibration, yeah.
Anyway, they gave me the track. Said, take this week and learn the track. Because we'd love to hear you. Remember now, this is like technically an audition. As a reggae artist now, to hear me on a pop kind of music, how it would sound. So he said, take the week and learn the song. After the first day and a half, we called him up and said, the singer ready. Just we said, it's not right. I said, yeah, man. So we went back to the studio. In about an hour to two, finished hammer the song. Everybody was like, we've never seen this type of thing before. Usually, it's a full day, day and a half, 2 days, 3 days. We used to voice a track. We said, well, luckily we are from a place that we're hungry for music, and I will always stay hungry. And that has always been my thing. No matter how long I'm in the game, no matter how most people get comfortable enough that they're not even into the mood again. I do it differently. I keep hungry because I love music so much. I'm in love with music, so I'm always wanted to do it. I want to write, I want to sing, I want to perform on stage, always. You know, so going back to Jazzy B, I mean, that is the moment that stuck out. You know, when he walked into that room and invited me to come and sing that song. We did the song, and after we did the song, and we went back to Jamaica. And about 5 days after, I was called to come back to England because they chose the song as the first single, meaning that we're going to do Top of the Pops and, you know, all of them big things, the video and, whoa. So that was like a blessing for me because that song got me to sign with Motown after we performed at the Arsenal show in America. Right. So it's a whole heap of blessing that flowed during that time, you know.
Do you think that whole Motown movement came too early in your career?
No. That Motown movement came at the right time. I've learned so much about music, about the highs and lows of music because I met so many major stars. I met Johnny Gill, who was just signed to. Yeah. And I've learned a lot. That some of those lessons is what I live by, and probably that's why I'm still up and still doing my thing. I
mean, even in your own right, you're a producer, you're a trained singer. You was at the forefront, if we go back to the song The Maniac, you was at the forefront of that kind of new sound that is relevant now today, where you kind of took reggae, dancehall, and mixed it with R&B, hip-hop. How did that come about?
All right. Back in the day, I used to tour with Shabba. All over the world we go together, right? Richie Stevens, Shabba Rankin. Later on, there are people like Patra, Mad Cobra, and Bounty Kill, and so we joined the camp. But specialists start managing me and Shabba Ranks at the same time, the same week. So we used to tour the entire world. So I was very exposed to hardcore dancehall. And as a music lover, I love dancehall and want to do dancehall. But them time the dancehall was very, very hardcore. Boop, boop, bop, boop, boop. Pure drums in the ears. So I was trying to figure a way out how to make myself sound good. So I remember I was in a dance and a beat play, That was done by Sly. And I start humming She's a Maniac on the beat. And I went to Sly and asked him for the drum track. Then I called in Lenky and explained to him that, listen, this is what I would love to do. And the reason why I call Lenky is because Lenky is that musical madman that will just do something weird. So
He was different at the time.
Yes, I know that the sound I was hearing was weird, which is to put the R&B style under the hardcore dancehall. And this was like the first time somebody attempting this. So it's going to be strange. So if you call a regular musician, they must say, no, Richie, man, you don't like the vibes here, it can't work or whatever. I never want that. I want to try it. So I call in somebody else already that's Lenky. So we put the track together. I sing it. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. Cause she dancing like she never danced before. Call in Bounty Killer, who was a little boy at the time. Bounty Killer come and hammer the track. Put it out. It mashed up the entire world. I used to live in Japan because of that song. I used to tour almost 2 times, 3 times a year. I'm in Japan. And tour all over the world. Yes, so England, Canada, in America, the Caribbean, everywhere. So it became a change in the music where lots of rhythms that was coming out at the time was copying the same style. Tunes like I've got a weakness for sweetness and everyone knows. So it's Donovan Jermaine. He'll call Lenky play the same rhythm as semitone down or a full tone down. We play Maniac in C, they play thing in B flat minor. So Tonto Metro and Devante song Everyone Falls in Love on that track, which Tory Lanez did over now. And look how coincidental this is now. I shouldn't say coincidence, it's not a coincidence, this is something real. Rihanna has now sampled my rhythm from that time. Tory Lanez sang over Tonto Metro and Devante. So how all of that has come back together and running the business now. Right now as we speak, those songs are big songs. As a matter of fact, I am here in England because I'm here to collect 2 more awards, not one as you mentioned earlier, 2 more. The Song of the Year and Digital Sales of the Year.
That's for work.
For Rihanna's song, Work, Work, Work. So, as I was saying to you earlier, when you do your work, just stay in the game and be prepared to collect for your work, because that is how the Almighty works. That is how God operates. Nothing go in vain. You do your work, stay in the game, keep yourself up, because things will be coming your way, even if it takes years.
So, you know, you mentioned Rihanna there.
Work, 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 work. You see me heavy work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. You saw me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, 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 line. I'm in the cafe, man.
How did that come about? Did she come to you and say, I want to use that track, or did she just take it up and just done what she was doing with it? How did that work?
All right. She didn't come to me and say nothing. I was doing my workout one morning, bust a sweat and I jump up and I do everything. My phone ring. Boom, I answer my phone. Hello? Someone said, hi, we're looking for Mr. Richie Stevens. My name is so-and-so, and I have on the line my partner, and we represent Rihanna, and we just call you to tell you that she sampled your song, Take Me Away, on the Sail Away rhythm. Yeah. And we just want to talk to you or to who represents you to do some business. So I was there listening out for someone to laugh, because people draw them card all the time, call you on the phone and trick you,
if you know Jamaica.
especially people in the music business. People boy like Lukie D and the boy there. And Tony Curtis, them love them foolishness, they know.
Yeah.
Call you and change up them voice. Anyway, I said to them, well, you can talk to me. And the conversation started, and I realized it was serious. So I said, oh, tell Rihanna thanks. It's a nice compliment in the morning here. He said, congratulations. Yeah, it's really a big deal, you know. So I said, nice. So they start talking to me about clearing the song because they want to come to release the song in the next 2 weeks. I said, okay. So I turned them over to my publisher. So I would like to take the opportunity now, and every time I do an interview, I publicly say thanks to Rihanna and the crew, and especially to Boy Wonder and Party Next Door. Party Next Door is a Jamaican who come from St. Elizabeth. I never noticed till I met him. And he didn't go to Canada and live till he was a teenager. You understand me? And the boy wonder now is a Jamaican also that lives in Canada who went there when he was a baby. And he was the one who did the production. So while I was in Hollywood in May to collect the first award, I collected 2 awards so far. One in Hollywood, one in Beverly Hills. One for the pop, one for the R&B, for the same work. So I met Boy Wonder, and my first question to him was, of all the rhythms that exist, why my rhythm? He said, because the Sail Away rhythm is my all-time favorite dancehall rhythm. And I said, wow, so you were the one who sampled the track and present the whole thing to Rihanna. I said, yeah. So we punch each other fist, you know. I big him up and say, thanks for making me hold that little thing there. Yeah, so it's a good inspiration, and that just goes to confirm my belief that when you do your work, and especially quality work, it will last for a lifetime. If not now, tomorrow. You know, that's just how life works.
I mean, this is something very important in the business that, you know, we have a lot of musicians who just do tunes out of the blue. But really, it's the writing. If you can actually write a song and an incident like this.
To create music, whether instrumentally, because guess what? I play this rhythm myself.
Yes.
You understand? So that is why it means so much to me. It's not like I did bring in musician for this one. This one is I played the instrument, and now it is sampled by one of the biggest superstars. So it's a wonderful little blessing, you know.
Have you ever met Rihanna?
Not yet. Not yet.
You intend to?
Well, I mean, she is someone that I admire even before she sampled my work, and now that is happening, I'm sure we'll run into each other one day. And she remember Caribbean heritage. I'm proud of it.
Yes.
So as a Caribbean man myself, I know it's going to be magic when we meet each other.
Straight, Mr.
Scan Nation.
Take it. See, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Go round the bend and tell a friend that old time something come back again. Scan Nation is here to defend it, my friend. Ska at the original sound. Jamaica's first big music. Ska at the foundation sound. Nobody talking about ska music is a great, great sound. Everything about Jamaica's first international sound. And there's no way around it. Salute the Scatolites, real trailblazers. Hail to Jimmy Cliff, Marley, and the Wailers. Prince Buster and Derrick Morgan took it to the top.
I mean, ska, for those who don't know ska is the original reggae dancehall movement, the original thing that our parents back in the days used to dance to. And for want of a better word, it was really dead. You know, it was consigned to the history of reggae music. Richie Stephens and the Ska Nation movement has taken it up, and all of a sudden it is the whole rage. Such is it the whole rage that they even got the world famous Wee Pow from Stone Love to dance to ska, which I saw was amazing. What was the inspiration for this whole thing, Richie?
Well, all right, let me start by telling you the history. And I like what you say, that ska was confined to the history. It's like we don't celebrate it anymore, especially in Jamaica. We just have it as a bona fide part of the history of the music. No, because it is alive and well in many parts of the world. This genre, this great, powerful genre was created by Jamaicans in Jamaica, is still celebrated massively around the world. Why are we not a part of that? Anyway, we get to that later. My daddy, Sir Eric Stephens, who just deceased, sincere, may God rest his soul. He was one of the baddest ska dancers in Kingston. Was wicked on him legs. And I grew up kind of seeing him doing his thing and wanted to be him. But when I got the break, ska was no more. As you said, was confined to history now. So I've always wanted to do ska and have this undying love for ska. But of course, it's not the music that people celebrate, so people are not interested. If I sing some ska music, which I'm always singing a ska track or two, if you check my albums, always a one ska track. Yeah.
Come give me a love.
Yeah, you know that's why it's good to talk to people who know the history, you know. So anyway, as I get older, I say, you know what? I want to do one thing in my life, and it's to gain that musical freedom to do what I want to do. Which means I don't care about who want to criticize. I don't care about who feel that I'm wasting my time, which are some of the things that people say when I just started this whole scatting. And I was busy in Jamaica trying to reintroduce ska. People would say, oh, Richie, I do, man. You know, what Richie I go on with, this scatting, blah, blah, blah. But my vision wasn't just Jamaica. I wanted to take it around the world. So I was doing a tour in Italy and met these guys. They weren't the Ska Nation, you know, there's a regular band, some musicians. And we started a conversation about the journey of ska and everything, and they asked me for the a cappella of one of my songs to do a remix. They remixed it in a ska style. It was wicked to me. I asked them to do another remix. Nice, and say, you know what, let's do some things, man. Every time I come to Europe, I'd love you guys to play for me. And they said, with all due respect, we'd love that. And we start working on some stuff. 2 songs become 4 songs, 4 songs, 6 songs, till we start say, hold on, there's an album we have here. So we decided to do a full album. And then doing the album, we said, listen, how about Richie Stephen and the Ska Nation band? Everybody said, yes, nice, love it. Then I started throwing the idea to a couple of my friends and said, Richie, knowing you and your musical taste and your style and how you love to gallivant and go on stage, it's a good thing. So we start push forward, start doing it. We started now for 2 years, and I must say, for the 2 years we've achieved a whole lot. Because remember, the world is a big place in that area. We've toured Japan so far. We've toured Germany. We've toured almost everywhere in Italy, Romania, and we were booked for Reggae Sumfest just this August gone. That was a big deal for us. Because how we were booked now is that we did a song, an old Italian opera song in ska called O Sole Mio. And we did a video for it. Che bella cosa, ma giornata è sole, l'aria serena dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca pareggia una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata sole. It's a very classic kind of song, and I'm singing in opera and I'm singing the Italian language. So
you speak Italian?
I'm learning. I'm learning, but it's not difficult to learn a song in another language. At least for me, I like to challenge myself. I like to do crazy stuff like that. So we did the song, and it's just paving a new road for us as Richie Stephen and the Ska Nation band. So we ended up on Sumfest, learning that for the 25 years that Sumfest been in existence, they never booked a ska band. So we break that mode.
One thing I want to touch on is this festival we were speaking earlier on in Poland, which was like just amazing. I felt the kind of the joy of walking into this festival. You and gentlemen.
No one's really sure they're gonna see tomorrow. Don't know what's around the way. Living forever is everyone's dream. Only salvation is here to stay. If you're gonna take it to the limit, don't fake it, just make it the best that life can be.
I've seen footage of that. That was a lot of people there.
Well, that festival was one of the most outstanding memory in my musical life. And big up Gentleman, my good brethren, because he was the one that invited me to that festival. It's the name of the festival, Woodstock. And believe you me, I've never seen so many people in one place. It was 750,000 people, almost 1 million people, one place, in front of a stage. It was amazing. I mean, everybody in the band was blown away by it. However, we still maintain composure to go up there and deliver a set. You know, when the crowd respond to us on stage, it was deafening. Because it's a pop festival. It was a pop festival. We were the only reggae group and reggae artists on there. And the people them love the reggae. And the place mash up when we go on. It was amazing, man. Because I want to tell you this now, Daddy, and I tell you this. I'm working on a project right now. And it's a new dancehall project. Right? Listen to this. The project is, I was so pumped up and so inspired that I decided to revisit that 90s sound with a little of now. So I've created a rhythm. Right? The rhythm is called Billboard rhythm.
Okay.
Remember that.
Right.
And on that rhythm, I decided that this is what I'll do.
Well, we need the exclusive on that before you tell us what you're going to do.
I know, but I decided, because I always have this, you mentioned something about me keeping up to date and embrace the now.
Yes.
It's a very important thing that you say, because it's true. Watch this. I always keep a link with the younger generation of artists. I show them a lot of respect and love, and they do the same. So on this new rhythm, I have Dexter Daps, I have Christopher Martin, Romy and Virgo, Sasko, just to name a few of the now artists. I have veteran like Professor Nuts.
Okay. Yeah. You're not left out Nuts.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I am coming with that rhythm very soon. As I go back to Jamaica, we're getting ready to drop that rhythm. And I'm going back the 21st. Because I'm going to Milan to just wrap up the tour. And then I'm going back to Jamaica. So, world, England, everybody, watch out for the Billboard rhythm. Remember, I'm going to say it from Daddy Ernie. Doing an interview with Daddy Ernie and mention it for the first time. The Billboard rhythm, and it's a direct inspiration from the whole Rihanna situation. So when you hear it, you say, oh, that Richie did that talk about. So that means I say, no, once you're here, just live life, man.
You've brought back your studio. I mean, you've been working with, you've done a lot of songs. All of a sudden, there's a load of Richie Stephens reggae songs around, and you've brought back the Pot of Gold studio, completely refurbished, working hard with some new artists. Is there anyone sticking out that we should listen out for?
All of the names that I just mentioned.
Right.
Because what we did, we live in a different time, and I like to keep up to speed, as I said, up.
Yes, yes.
The operative word to be up, not down, up. So the approach is different now, because we have reasoning with each artist before the record and say, listen, there's absolutely no reason why I shouldn't be competing with Ed Sheeran and Chris Brown and Justin Bieber and Rihanna, because they are the ones that is making the dancehall international hits now, not Jamaican artists. But we are to be blamed, because I don't think we're making enough music to compete. First of all, we can't compete with the rhythms, the tracks that they're using, because we're not making authentic dancehall again. And every time, look at Ed Sheeran music, Shape of You.
Yeah.
I'm in love with your body. Poof, poof, puff, poof, poof, puff. When me hear that, my girl up Reggie me and say, you hear the sound there? Why them using that sound? And I use some little thing also poop to puff, to. Come on, man, we need to talk about this thing. When you hear Ed Sheeran song, which is over 1 billion views now, authentic, hardcore dancehall. So this Billboard rhythm that I've created now is the same energy. That is the vibe. So hopefully, this will work, and the industry and the fans will understand what I'm trying to say. You understand? That we need to go back to the drawing board, man, and just don't be too speedy or too hasty to leave what we've created. And then talk to people at Tea for Music. When we throw it, give them.
Give them, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If there's something that is good and lucrative and nice, and you're treating it like you're done with it, people will take it. And on a them teeth it, you're done with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Richie, I am really anticipating the sound that's going to be coming out of the new Pot of Gold studio. And also looking forward to you performing again in the UK, because you haven't been performing in the UK for a considerable time. So we want to look forward to Richie Stephens coming back.
You know what? The new album that I have out now on the Steely and Clevie label,
we did
Love Dub Style.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very proud of that album. I think some classic reggae tracks on it. And for some reason, I was expecting to be here doing some songs from that album. But I just saw it go. You just have to just keep on keeping on. Good music never dead yet. You know, it's there, and if not now, another time. But all I can tell you, watch out to see me next year.
Richie, it's been a pleasure talking to you on Reggae Chat. Thanks for stopping by, and may you pick up many, many more awards, and one day pick up an award for a real, authentic reggae tune again.
This world is of endless possibility. We're just going at it full speed ahead, Virgin. We love it. I am in love with music still, after so many years. Music is my girl that I never leave alone. I'm always with her.
Richie Stephens and Daddy Ernie in conversation in Regent's Park.
Yes.
Reggae Chat.